Right off the bat, I know that this is an unusual video for me to do. However, this is for a school project similar to that Pearl Harbor video I did like 9 or 10 months back. And the video format seemed like the best way to go, as it was the one I could do my best in. I'm not a good drawer, so I decided to do a video. This is a mashup review of the book and movie. More importantly, I'm going to be talking about the differences of the book and movie, but I'm more going to go in depth of the book, as that is what I read for English class. This review is going to be a bit more school appropriate and more professional, so the script is going to sound more, professional and school appropriate, so there won't be any huge things that will happen. But enough of the intro, let's get into it. So the book version first. At first I'm going to do a spoiler-free section, and then I will warn those who've not read the book to stop unless you just don't care for spoilers. Let's start with the safest thing to talk about without spoiling, the shark itself. It's no surprise that in this, that the main antagonist of the book is the shark, referred to mostly as just the fish, and the way it's described in the book is phenomenal. The way they describe how it sees by sensing motion in the water, and the way they describe it moving around, is very surreal, and it draws you in real well. Still spoiler free, let's go on a short rundown of the plot. The book starts with a couple kissing on a beach. It leads to the girl of the couple going swimming, while the guy is just laying down on the beach, napping. It's left up to your interpretation. The girl is then attacked by the shark and killed. It then leads to a sort of tug-of-war between the internal struggles of Chief Brody, our main protagonist and main character. He wants to close the beaches because of the shark attack. However, he doesn't want to, as Amity, the town that the story takes place in, makes big bucks off the tourists coming into Amity's beautiful beaches. The first two-thirds of the book take place on Amity. Conflicts within people arise more and more as the shark starts to kill more and more people. Eventually, Brody cannot take it anymore and hires a hardcore shark catcher named Quint, and tags along Hooper, an old friend of Ellen Brody, Brody's wife, and he's also an isotologist. He studies sharks. The last third of the book is just them going into the ocean on a boat called the Orca to hunt down and kill the shark. Stuff goes bad as usual with the climax, and characters are killed. However, the shark is killed as well. This leaves a certain character's fate up to your interpretation, as the boat sunk completely, and the nearest land is miles and miles away. Now, if you've not read the book, please, this is your last warning. Go away to avoid spoilers, but if you do not care, continue watching. This book is what I can only describe as literal evil and depression with a shark thrown in the middle. Everyone is so unlikable in this book. It's very jarring to read if you've watched the movie first like I did. Now remember, the book came first, so don't crap on the book, crap on the movie for not doing what the book did. But that's what made the movie so good, was it actually had likable characters. Its plot, while making sense, throws in a lot of hoops and is very more complex than the movie. The movie's very simple plot and has a lot of characters that are basically just pure evil. Brody, for example, he seems very likable at first with his nice family, a stature of police chief, and overall seems like a nice guy. But as you go through the book, he makes questionable decisions towards the end, flat out wishes for someone dead to the shark. The mayor, who's not a big part in the movie, is kind of a big part in the book. He's slimy, and at first it seems like a normal mayor who wants to do good for his town, but his insistence on keeping the beaches open for more money, and even threatening to get rid of Brody's job, makes him sketchy. He insists he's doing what's best for the town, as Amity has harsh winters due to lowered economy, because the tourists don't stay in Amity until the summer months. It's got some slight politics in it, but it's not the main focus, so don't worry about that. You figure out, though, that the mayor is in league with the mafia, or his silent partners, and while the mafia's intentions aren't very well known, you can most likely assume that they threatened to kill the mayor and his wife if he did not do what they asked. Another character that's completely different from the movie is Hooper. Hooper is also a very unlikable character. At first, he's shown to be nice and endearing to Brody's wife and kids, but doesn't like Brody himself. About halfway through the book, you figure out that Ellen is having a secret sexual affair with Hooper while she's wed to Brody. This makes her and Hooper extremely unlikable. Hooper's going behind Brody's back with an affair, and he just seems really slimy, and he's also very full of himself and doesn't take anybody's opinion at all. He believes that he's 100% right all the time, gets into conflict with Quint and Brody on the boat throughout the entire book, pretty much. He's just a real big jerk. He's very slimy. But the closest character they did get to the movie is Quint. Other than being less charming and more quiet than his film counterpart, he's still kind of the same quirky jerk that he is in the film. However, the book does not have his tragic backstory scene like the film does. Overall, the characters aren't horrible in the sense that they are poorly written. They are horrible in the sense of what they do. They aren't likable at all, and I honestly found myself wishing the shark killed every single person. But this begs the question that I've kind of been putting off a little bit. How does it compare to the movie? Well, for starters, the movie already has one huge difference. The characters are fun and likable. You can tell from the first scene introducing Brody and his family. They actually seem like they love each other, and Brody even jokes around with his family. He's a nice family man. Another huge change is the overall tone of the film. While I wouldn't say either the book or movie is lighthearted, the movie definitely is a bit more brighter, as it took a lot of the darker elements like the mafia, the affair, and overall it just had more cheery and likable characters. This was up to your interpretation as to why they did this. I believe likely for 3 reasons. To keep the movie at a PG rating, as back then PG was very common to have if you didn't want to go to R. Also probably to keep the plot simple and sweet for people who don't like complex plots. It was to keep the movie entertaining and flow well, and also to depict what the trailers showed for the movie. And also, again, just to make the characters more likable, to add a lighter and more fun dynamic to the movie. Something the book and film get perfectly in sync, however, is the imagery to the cinematography clashing together, along with the horror elements. While the book is a bit more violent with its description, the movie isn't a pushover when it comes to violence. The movie is bloody, especially for a PG rating. Something else the book and film get in sync is just the general terror around the shark. The shark is both in the movie and in the book. They're amazing. It looks incredible in the movie. It's described phenomenally in the book. And overall, the shark is something that they did not mess up on. It's equally as good in both the book and movie. It shows up more, I would say, in the book. Even though actually on screen it has less time, the presence of it on screen is probably more than it is in the book. One thing regarding the shark is that while the shark also isn't physically shown on screen that much in the movie, its presence is known, like I said, through first-person camera angles from underwater, showing the shark, like, jumping at somebody's leg underwater, and using the barrels towards about the middle to end point of the movie, whereas the book really only has him pop up occasionally, and then the last 40 pages or so has it predominantly. Another difference regards the shark's death. In the book, after Hooper is killed in the shark cage and Quint is dragged underwater, different from his on-screen death where he falls into the shark's mouth and is eaten alive. Due to some harpoon strikes in its belly, the shark dies swimming towards Brody. It's mere feet from him, dies, and sinks below the surface. Whereas the movie has, well...
Show me the tank.
Blow up.
son of a...
The final verdict. The overall conclusion to this video, to wrap this up, is while the book is nicely written and the author did a great job describing stuff, the characters are also written nicely too. The book is just too depressing, and I often found myself simply wishing that the shark just killed everyone. The movie is a way better experience in my opinion. It's more enjoyable, has fun characters, and a better overall ending. It's also very rewatchable. I would, however, recommend reading the book first so you won't be able to compare it to the movie. This is one of the few exceptions to the book being better than the movie. This is definitely a case of the movie is better than the book. A way to show how the characters are so likable is in this clip that I will show very briefly.
Chief, don't you worry about it, Chief. It won't be permanent. Want to see something permanent? Boom, boom, boom. Hey, hope. You want to feel something permanent? Just put your hand underneath my cap. Just get a little lump. Knock on Nolan, St. Paddy's Day, Boston.
I got that beat. Some moray eel bit right through my wetsuit.
Well, nope, no, listen, I don't know about that, but I entered an arm wrestling contest in an Okie bar in San Francisco. You see this? Now I can't extend that. You know why? Got to the semi-final, celebrating my third wife's demise. Big Chinese fella, he pulled me right off.
Look at that. It's a bull shark. Scraped me when I was taking samples.
I got something for you. That's the thresher. You see that? Chief, thresher's tail.
Thresher? It's a shark.
You want a drink? Drink to your leg?
I'll drink to your leg.
Okay, so we drink our legs.
I got the creme de la creme. Right here. Hold on. Yeah, you see that?
You're wearing a sweater.
Right there. Mary Ellen Moffat. She broke my heart.
What's that one?
What?
That one there, on your arm.
Oh, well, it's a tattoo. I got that removed.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Mother. What is it?
Super, that's the USS Indianapolis.
To sum up a couple last thoughts, I do think that the movie does a better job at having a overall arc to the characters, especially Quint in particular, as you learn through his backstory that he was part of the USS Indianapolis, which was a submarine that had taken some plans, but it was such a top secret mission that help did not arrive for days, so when torpedoes had shot it down, there was no help to be gotten for several days. Quint's line of "I'll never wear a life jacket again" relates to his death of the shark. The shark is the one that kills him. And I do believe that it's more executed well in the movie. The book has him go out in a Moby Dick style way where his ankle is caught in some rope and he gets dragged underwater. I don't particularly like that way. I don't see like a really bad, cool shark hunter dying because he got his rope or his ankle caught in some rope. I just don't see it. I think, actually dying to the shark is way better. That was also a show of violence. The movie is very violent, like, very violent for a PG rating. And that's what I love about it so much, is that it's accessible to a lot of people. Anybody can really watch this movie. You can watch it really at any age, as long as, you're taught, sharks don't actually go around just murking people because they want to. But that's really all I have left. I think I covered pretty much everything. I loved reading the book. I didn't like the characters. I think they were pretty unlikable. But other than that, the book was really good. It used a lot of loops and complex storytelling elements. But probably the best part about it was the shark. The shark is easily the star of the show. Best put the spotlight on the shark because, oh boy, it's quite good. That was my Jaws review. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was different style from what I usually do. But video, again, like I said, video format seemed the best as I'm no artist at all. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was different. And I do hope to actually start making these types of videos more often. Because I do like making them. They just take a lot of effort and I'm really lazy. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you liked it. Leave a dislike if you didn't like it. Comment below what I may need to improve on, what you liked about it. I know this is the first video where I implemented movie clips into it, so I don't know how that's going to resonate with you guys, but leave me some feedback so I can improve the next time that I do this type of video. But as always, this has been The Senate, and I will see all of you beautiful people next time.